Good evening. Welcome back to the Ninth Circle, and I am your host, Bill. Been gone a little bit, but glad to be back, so we're going to jump right into it. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about this band and what we're listening to, Sacriphyx. This is their one and only album, The Western Front, released in 2013. This is also a compilation of all their other work, which I will get into. But this was released a couple of years before The Western Front. So anyway, as you can hear, Sacriphyx would fall into the death metal category. They are from Australia. They were founded in 2007 by drummer Neil Dyer and guitarist, bassist, and vocalist Anthony Till. You would know both of these gentlemen from some of their other projects. Neil Dyer was the drummer in Elysium and another band I covered in their solo video, Stone Wings. And Anthony Till currently plays in Johnny Touch as well. That is his current project. So, Sacriphyx started out, their very first release here was their Lone Pines demo, also released as a 7-inch in 2007. That had two songs, the song Lone Pine and another song called Victory of Withdrawal. So, Sacriphyx, their lyrics are pretty much exclusively about Australia's involvement in World War I, about specific battles fought by the Australian soldiers in World War I, and specific struggles of the veterans of World War I. So, kind of in sort of almost like a bolt thrower type subject matter, but something that's narrowed down to a very specific period of time, and very specifically an Australian experience of that conflict. So, their next release was a split with their countrymate Stargazer in 2009. They have one song on it. The song is called AJ's Shout BC, which I believe that one is probably about, I think, Australians maybe in, I don't know if it's about Vietnam, but it very well could be. So that was their next release, 2009. Then they did a split LP in 2010 with the band Resuscitator. Their side of the split was referred to as Peninsula of Graves. 4 songs. You had The Neck, Quinn's Post, Shell Shock, and Peninsula of Graves. Then they wouldn't release anything for 3 years. All of their previous material would be released on this, self-titled in 2013 on Nuclear War Now. Kind of a real simple, stark, basic interior. Their logo's really cool with the old rifle and the bayonet. But the 7 songs on here represent everything they did prior to the full length. And then in 2013 they released this album, The Western Front, which is an 8-song record. The songs are The Western Front, Buried Behind the Lines, Fatal Frommels, Without a Trace, The Crawling Horror, Damn Passchendaele Ridge. And my favorite, the last 2 songs, I think really are some of the best stuff on there. The song Food for the Front and Wells of Beersheba. I know, this band, as you can hear, all about riffs. Just crunchy, hammering, memorable riffs. I definitely hear elements of Bolt Thrower. I hear elements of Argo Slent in this. Like I said, I think it's really tied together. It's nice. This stark 2-piece setup works really well. Anthony Till's riffs really sell their recordings. But Neil Dyer's drumming is tasteful and helps drive the songs along. This album was this was hands down my favorite album of 2013. When this came out, I was listening to this non-stop. nonstop. I mean, I would put it away to listen to new stuff, and I would come back to it. And every time, there's a picture of the gents in there, a picture of the lads, if you will. Neil Dyer on the left, Anthony Till on the right. And I just couldn't put it back. It's, you know, and this band, they never released anything else after this. They did break up. They are broken up. I mean, there was, I think for a long time, there was hope that maybe, because the two guys, I think, live really far apart from each other. There was a lot of hope for years that maybe they would release something else, but I know last year, Yosuke from Nuclear War Now said that it was official that Sacriphyx was done. There were no plans to release any material anytime in the near future. So it's kind of a heartbreaking thing, because I think this band was really just finding their stride, and I was excited to see what else they would do. But I will say that they left a perfect discography. I mean, they really only recorded 15 songs over the course of the 6 years they were together, but I don't know, it's pretty flawless in my opinion. Perfect production, kind of raw, a little bit on the more lo-fi side, but that rough and tumble production fits them, and it fits the subject matter of this band. We were talking about the horrors of war and kind of real-life stories about soldiers dying and fighting to survive on the front. You don't want something super polished and glitzy, in my opinion. This kind of captures the blood and the muck and the filth of that World War I era. So I'm going to tip a little glass to the boys in Sacriphyx. And like I said, Anthony Till is in Johnny Touch. And I like that Johnny Touch record a lot. It's kind of a throwback. Has kind of that Riot meets Judas Priest vibe to it. But I love that album. I don't know if they're going to release anything else as well, but hopefully they will. Neil Dyer was also in Innsmouth. I think he's still in Murkrat, which is kind of a little bit more like doomy black metal sort of thing. But, so, these guys are still veterans of the Australian metal scene, still putting out material. So do yourself a favor and check out Sacriphyx. I have this on vinyl as well. I have the split with Resuscitator on vinyl as well. I'm pretty sure Nuclear War Now probably still has these on some sort of format. And if not, check on Discogs. I can't imagine they're very expensive. This really isn't a band that many people talk about. So with that being said, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let this play for a second, and then I'm gonna bid farewell. So, cheers to Sacriphyx. See you next time in the Ninth Circle.